Welcome back to the Inting Podcast. It's your boys. Hope everyone
Skinny
had
penis.
a good Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday today. We out here chilling. I hope everyone's been enjoying me doing the gritty the past couple days on TikTok.
I'm surprised. How long do you think it's gonna take? Do you think how long do you
I don't think
before,
it's ever gonna
Riot
work.
Actually,
I really don't think it's ever gonna work.
you think so?
No, I think it's gonna be like 3 years down the line and nothing's gonna happen. I think it's funny to do though, because then the comments.
It is funny just to see if they actually acknowledge it at least once.
At one point, the comments are gonna be like, "Stop! You're never gonna get it," and it's gonna be hilarious because I'll persist.
Just to be petty to them.
My gritty knows no boundaries.
Someone in the YouTube comment was like, "Dude, that's not the gritty, that's the grody."
The fuck is the grody?
I don't know. He was just like, he just wasn't vibing it. Clearly, you just gotta improve on your gritty.
Clearly, the man's is just like
Not with the vibes. That's why.
he doesn't get the vibe, bro. Talking grody out here and shit. What the fuck?
All right, so we are doing a special episode because the VCT off season has been so slow, and we're not getting any events till February. So there's nothing really to talk about, and patch notes have been like, there's nothing interesting going on in Valorant now. Like right now, Valorant is such in a boring state. So we decided to do a different thing. We're doing a 3x3 of our all-time favorite video games.
Yeah.
So it's categorized to one game. So like imagine if you're doing like Call of Duty, you have to pick one of the Call of Duties as your all-time favorite, just an example. And that's what you have to do. That's like it. So you just gotta tell us why and all that, and just so you guys can know us a little better as well. Do you want to go first or should I?
I think you should because you introduced the
The idea?
So are yours in order from like favorite to least favorite?
I don't really have, no. It's just like 9 things that just has literally sat with me and just like I can always play this game again, or just like I have a positive memory of, like only positive memory of.
Okay.
All right. So first game, Borderlands 2. I don't know if you've played that game.
Yeah. Back on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, it is genuinely one of the most creatively, most interesting games I have ever played. Like, you'll play this game and you can tell this, like, Gearbox had fun with this game. Like, you can tell they just... Like 100%. They just like let their creativity flow. There was no holdbacks. There was no like nobody like, oh, you can't be saying this. No, they had everything let out. It was just beautiful. Like genuinely my favorite game of all time. I love it to death, and it is just gonna always stay in my all-time favorite games of all time. I don't think so anything in my opinion can one like in the series can beat it. I mean, Borderlands 3 was okay. The story was kind of dog shit.
I only played 1 and 2. I haven't played pre-sequel or 3. Or there's another one. Or it's like Tiny Tina's something.
Tiny Tina's, but then it was.
I didn't play that.
I played all of them, and I did not like the Tiny Tina. Pre-sequel is good just for story.
See, like,
but Tiny Tina wasn't good.
I think like I really like the art style, like the cartoony art style of it, and I really like the the characters and like how everyone's written. Everyone's unique. Like everyone is a character. Like the NPCs are all fucking crazy. Even the psychos, they're called, right? Who are like, I'm gonna turn you into my meat bicycle or whatever. Like they have just the most fucking outlandish voice lines. Like that shit goes crazy.
It's definitely it's just like it's essentially just one of those games where you gave the developers, like, they made it out of passion, love, and creativity. That's all I can describe this game. Like they just and the guns they made, like it's some of the guns are the most wacky shit, and some of the side quests are just stupid. Like one of the side quests is just you go and shoot a guy in the face. All this side quest is he wants you to shoot him in the face, and you follow him through and to go to like a cliff and shoot him in the face. That's it. That's a side quest. And it's just like it's stupid shit like that, and like so small stuff like that. There's so much content within the game. It's just nice.
And it's not taken seriously at all either, which is like
no, it's
the best
It's
part.
like super well done. So that's one of my favorite games. Another one is Devil May Cry 3 to be exact. So Devil May Cry 3. So Devil May Cry series as a whole is just interesting. Like they're just like I don't know how to explain it. It's just one of those games where it's just like it's a feel. You can't describe it. It's like you just have to experience. It's an experience. It's not like something you can.
It's a beat 'em up, but it's like that. That's not like the only way you can. Like you can't just say it's beat 'em up and have people like understand what it is.
No, it's like more than that. The music is one of the best musics I've ever like listened to.
The
Like
best
the hardcore
musics.
metal. The music, the hardcore metal of the music is one of the best. Like they have I'm not a hardcore rock or metal person, but like this game
Yeah, the
made me
soundtrack
like
fits
that kind
the
of
vibe.
music.
It fits the vibe of the
100%.
game and complements it. Yeah.
So in this game, funny enough, a little thing is the more combos you have, or the most combos you have within the game, the more intense the music is. So like it rewards you. So like, okay, if the more combos you actually do on an enemy, the more
Some
intense the music
crazier
becomes.
music. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
That's funny.
it tells you it's like, all right, you're going psycho at this moment. Like you can hear by the music, it just motivates you. So I say it's like the entire series is good. Like all the series I've enjoyed. I've never really had any bad experience with the series. Especially the fifth one. The fifth one was really, really good. I just like all the series. The story is just funny. It's a good series. Like sometimes they try to take it seriously, but for the most part, it's like good. And Dante, he's like a top 5 character in my opinion. I love this dude.
he's great character.
Yeah, honestly, one of the best. Another one, I feel like it's kind of generic, but in my opinion, I like it. Mario Kart 8.
I like Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, I say Mario Kart is one of my favorites. I think I had to add a racing game in there, and I felt like Mario Kart was like the most memorable racing game I've ever played.
That's fair. That's fair. I honestly haven't played like too much Mario Kart 8. I have it, but like my family doesn't really like playing or anything, and I'm not gonna like play by myself, you know.
Yeah.
So I haven't played a lot of 8. I think my favorite Mario Kart is Double Dash for the GameCube. If you've ever played that one.
I think so. Yeah.
That one's my favorite. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 slaps. Who's your go-to character?
It's either Toad, and if somebody else, if not him, I would go Luigi. What about you?
I only play the shy guy, like the guy with the mask. I play the light blue shy guy to be specific.
It's specifically the light blue.
Yeah, I don't like anything else.
I think like you also like people also is like, oh, what's your zodiac sign? Nah, fuck your zodiac sign. Who do you main and who do you Mario Kart player? That's how I judge people. Because if they're one of those people like, oh, I pick Peach, you're basic. If you pick Mario, you're basic. If you pick Bowser, I don't want to talk to you.
You got
like,
daddy issues or something?
Yeah, you have daddy issues. Like no. Like I'm gonna judge. Like people's like, oh, you shouldn't judge people. No, you can judge someone very hard by which character they pick in Mario Kart. People need to understand that. Your Mario Kart character matters about your personality.
The people who pick Luigi are just angry. Like, you remember Luigi's death stare from Mario Kart 8?
Oh my god, yes.
When he hits you and he's like...
Like he'll hit you and then he'll give you like an angry side eye. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's amazing.
They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing.
That's the only reason I pick Luigi. It's just because of side eye. But if anything else, I just pick Toad because it's just funny seeing like a little mushroom just beat your ass in Mario
Luigi
Kart.
knows who's winning the Mushroom Cup.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. All right, my fourth game is Black Ops 2. Without a doubt, the single
BO2
greatest
is
COD.
your favorite COD.
100%. I will die on a hill saying Black Ops 2 is my favorite Call of Duty, and in my opinion, the best Call of Duty to ever be produced.
That's a good COD to pick.
Yeah, I understand. Don't get me wrong. I respect MW2, MW3. I respect them. They're of course, they're up there. They're like
I can't see if someone picks MW3, they're just wrong.
Why? Which COD would you think?
Well, I won't get to there because there's a COD game on my list.
All right, then we'll get to that when you get there. But
we'll get there. But MW3
why
is not even the best Modern Warfare game, so you can't even pick that.
Yeah. So one of the reason why I picked Black Ops 2 Run is I feel like the multiplayer, like in my opinion, all the maps, I never was like, ugh, I don't like the map. Every single multiplayer map I've played, all the DLCs, was just great. It was just fun. It was a good experience, and the zombies was definitely the reason why it definitely like not carried it, but it definitely was the biggest reason why I played Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2, the zombies. The BO2 zombies took a little while.
Okay, I understand.
Going. People
Transit was a bit odd.
Transit was bad, and I know you're a Die Rise guy, but objectively, Die Rise is a bad map.
The thing is, it's unique. That's not the only reason I like it is because it's how unique it is. You get it's kind of because in other COD maps, you don't really go around you don't jump from building to building. It's that's such a skill level. It adds more skill and more depth to the map, which I love, right? And then they had Mob of the Dead, which easily is a top 3 Call of Duty Zombies map of all times.
Yeah.
Mob of the Dead easily up there.
Mob of the Dead's good.
And then Origins was a really solid map. I enjoyed Origins.
What about Buried?
Buried was pretty good. I wouldn't put it as a bad map, but it wasn't an amazing map. It wasn't a map I would memorize. I just didn't like the witches.
Buried.
I didn't.
Maddie. The witches.
Yeah, it was easy, and I didn't like the witches. I'm not gonna lie, the witches was it was annoying. They were just they weren't a problem. It was it's like the doctor in 5 that just chases you. He's just it's not even fun to go against him.
He's so funny.
Dude, he's just annoying.
He just grabs you and he runs like a gremlin. He's like
yeah, I think he steals your perk, doesn't it?
No, he steals your gun. And if
he steals your gun. So imagine if you had a ray gun.
If you kill him, then you get a fire sale, and if you kill him before he even takes one of your guns, you get a bonfire sale, which is you get Pack-a-Punch for 1,000 points.
Yeah,
that shit's crazy.
And then but killing him is it's low key. If you don't know
if you don't have a ray gun or something, by the time he comes, you're not killing him.
Yeah, so that's the issue with him. So I gotta say, Black Ops 2 was the most memorable Call of Duty I've ever played. Genuinely one of the best.
Okay.
Next game, my fifth
what
one
number
is
5. Okay.
We're on 5. So number 5 is Counter-Strike. That's a no-brainer.
CSGO?
Counter-Strike is
CSGO or a different Counter-Strike?
Oh, CSGO, yeah. Okay. CSGO, easily the greatest 5v5 tactical shooter of all time. You cannot deny it. It's the GOAT of tactical shooters.
Fuck
no,
Valorant.
I love Valorant, but it is nowhere near the depth, the history it has that not Call of Duty, that Counter-Strike Global Offensive has. It's just all the maps are good. In my opinion, I used to hate a map when it comes out, but I'll play it and I'll be like, wait, actually this map is not that bad. CSGO has this thing where they'll release a new map and I'll be like, damn, I hate this map. But then I'll play it 2 times and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, this map is actually very well made.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's because community maps are made, because community people make it. You giving the community free range to go make it, and then
for it and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that's another reason why.
What's your favorite map?
I would have to go Cache.
And then what are you an M4 or an AK guy?
Well, are you mean A1S or A4?
M4, A1S, or A4?
I love the A4. I like the A4. The A1S is just it's too passive of a gun. The A4 is more I can be free range with it. I can be aggressive. I can be back. I can hold an angle. It's just
yeah.
I could do more with the A4, but I know the A1S is a little bit better right now. But I prefer the A4 over the A1S 100%. So that's why I like that gun. It's just there's a lot of history to it. The esports scene definitely carries that. Don't be wrong. The content creation scene is bleh. But the esports scene is just, it carries the game. 100%.
Trivia question. What game was the original Counter-Strike a mod for?
Wasn't it Half-Life or Gary's Mod? Wasn't
Nope.
it? Half-Life. It was Half-Life.
Nope.
Gary's Mod?
Nope.
Which one was it?
The original Team Fortress.
Oh, was it?
I think. Now, if I'm wrong, people are gonna be mad. I'm like,
Hold up, wait, let's...
I'm like 99% sure that it's the original Team Fortress.
Which... hold on, I'm looking this up right now. Which game did CSGO come from?
Or not CSGO,
It
like
can't-
the original Counter-Strike mod.
Yeah, Counter-Strike. It was... Wait, which game did Counter-Strike mod come out?
Let's figure it out.
Beta release, published in 1999, wiki fandom. It was a mod for Half-Life. I was right.
Oh,
it was a mod for Half-Life.
Fuck, I thought it was the
I
original
knew it.
Team Fortress.
No, it was a mod for Half-Life. I knew it. Yes, it was a mod for Half-Life.
right.
Then Valve
Never
was
mind.
like, oh wait, it's actually getting a lot of traction. A lot of people played this kind of mod. Let's just make its own separate game. And then they developed it, and here we are now.
Yeah.
They made the Counter-Strike 1.6. There was Source, and then 2012 CS:GO came out and all that.
Yeah.
And then the skins are very nice. They're very nicely balanced, and then like the trading system, the market on it's just amazing. Like everything about Counter-Strike, it's great at. I love it. So that's why it's like one of my 9. Let's talk about my 3x3. It's just an amazing game. Next game, God of War 3, because I have not played the 2018 and the 2022 one. God of War
Neither
3
have I don't have a PlayStation.
is my favorite God of War of all time, just because it like wraps up the whole Greek with like Zeus and all them. And it is just genuinely like, it's just like good overall. Like you'll just
it's
fight
a fun
like
game. It's a beat 'em up that's actually a beat 'em up, and it's like
it's an actual beat 'em up, but like the story behind it, like after you play all the previous games, it leads up to this, and it like wraps everything apart. And it's like, all right, Kratos' thing, like mission, like story in Greek is over, and like how they end it is just like, okay, he's done. And then like in 2018 and 2020, where they did Norse, is like really well. Like how, like if you played this previous game and then you play the 2018 and 22 one, you see Kratos is a completely different person. Because I know some people who haven't played the previous God of War, and they're like, oh, why is he all angry? And then you gotta play the game.
And then you
understand
see
why he's like then.
Which God of War is it when he like, I think it's Apollo's head, and he grabs it and he rips his fucking head off,
It's
and
the
like
third one.
you can see like his neck come apart. It's like that's why he's so angry.
Yeah, it's like he could have killed him just stabbing him. No.
It's like
he
so
was
slow. He's just like
he was so angry at the gods, and he hated the Greek gods so much that instead of just killing him, he wanted him to really feel the pain. So this man, instead of killing him, he literally ripped this guy's head out, and then
he
you have to
grabs him by like the mouth, like his hands like.
And then he like rips him up, and the thing is, it's like a quick time event. So you are physically
you're like
seeing
mashing
him,
the button, and he's like.
and then he's like slowly ripping apart. It's like insane. And then you want to know something funny? Use him as a use his head as a flashlight afterwards. His head's a
'cause
literal
his eyes
flashlight
glow.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that kind of game is just like, and then like in the end, spoiler alert. I mean, if you haven't played the game, it's your fault. Spoiler alert. In the end, in the last fight, when he fights Zeus, he beats him up, but you see it in first person. So the whole game is in third person, right? But when you're beating him up constantly, like you're literally beating Zeus to death. You see that in person, and then your like screen slowly becomes bloody, and then you just fucking kill Zeus after beating the shit out of him, literally beating him to a pulp. It's insane. That game, it's just
Awesome.
It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece in my
It's
opinion.
so
I
fun.
love that game. All right, my seventh game, old school RuneScape, specifically old school RuneScape back in 2008, I think it was. I was 8 years old and I played this game. I have no idea how many hours I put into this game. I think old school RuneScape was the game I put the most amount of hours out of all these games.
Okay.
Like all I gotta say, I think old school RuneScape was the one I put the most amount of hours. It the depth in that game is insane. Like, you can do anything, almost anything in that game. You can start a clan, you could do a quest, you can do level up capes, you can do PvP, you could do challenges. There's like so many things you can do in RuneScape. The replayability of that game is insane. Like, insane, the replayability of that game. One of the best, if not, like, I would say it's a top. Like, I don't have a number, but old school RuneScape would be a top 3 favorite game of all time in my list.
Okay.
So I can safely say that it's top 3. It's just that good, right? It's amazing.
Cool.
And yeah, there's no more to say. It's just like the content that comes with
RuneScape.
It's RuneScape. The content that comes with it, and even the YouTube content, like the content creators that made this, that are like support this game, they're actually enjoyable to watch. They're like even like watching, huh?
What a concept.
Yeah, right. Like it looks boring, but like when you know the game and you're watching it, it's actually very fun to watch. It's so much fun. I love it. So I gotta say, RuneScape definitely one of my favorites. So I know this game is a little newer, but I've loved this game. Elden Ring. I have to say, Elden Ring is definitely.
Did you ever
up there.
finish it?
I'm gonna get back to it and try to finish it, but like God, even the little amount of time I played it, I loved it. Because the thing is, Elden Ring was my first Souls-like game I've played. Oh no, it wasn't. I played Bloodborne, but like I don't know if you really count that.
Yeah.
Bloodborne's a Souls. All right, so it's not really my first. I've played Bloodborne, but like Elden Ring was like because it was matching the pace and like the fighting style of Souls game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say it's like close to the Souls game, and I love it. Everything about it. The world building, the creativity with the game, like the balance of the weapons. It's just like it's definitely a game that was really taken care of and was like, we're not gonna rush this game, and we're gonna really polish it and make sure it came out, because it came out and, in my opinion, it was like it like there was no bugs. Like that's my biggest thing when a new game comes out, is like there's no bugs. So that's my thing about it, is that I just like, I don't know. It's just like it was just a good game. I think this like, of course, this is the least amount of hours I have out of all these games, but like I had only positive experiences out of these games.
Yeah,
that's in my opinion.
I'm not gonna say which one is my favorite Souls game, but it's on my list. But Elden Ring isn't it for me. I don't know.
You didn't like it at all?
I liked it, but like I saw like a YouTube video about it, because I finished the game twice with different builds, okay? And I saw a YouTube, I didn't really like figure this out on my own, but I played the game and I was like, the game just feels like repetitive. And I watched this YouTube video about this guy who plays and he like speedruns the game. And he's like, there are only 9 unique bosses in the game, meaning 9 bosses that you only come across one time. So yeah. I'm like, oh. So it's like, yeah, those 9 fights are kind of crazy, but then everything aside from that is something you've seen before. So that's why it just gets repetitive for me. It seems like they went for like quantity of bosses rather than like making a whole diverse cast of unique ones, you know? Because like there are sometimes it's like the same boss, but it's like, oh, but this one's on fire. Like the dragons, it's like, oh, this one's a fire dragon, but this one's an ice dragon, but they have the same moveset. It's just one of them looks like it's on fire and one of them looks like it's got ice, you know? So like that's my only gripe with it. I still think it was fun. Apparently like some big expansion is coming out, so I'll probably replay the game.
Yeah, it got leaked.
So when that comes out, I'll replay it, but that's not the Souls game that I continuously replay.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a game that I like right now. It's just,
I think you gotta play some of the older ones.
I'll definitely try to give the other ones a try.
Three feels like Elden Ring. 3 feel like if you went and played Dark Souls 3, you would be fine, because it feels like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
because they're built on the same engine. It's just that Elden Ring's a bit smoother because it's a newer version, and Dark Souls 2 and 1 feel like very very different. But like if you played Dark Souls 3, you would like it. But,
Okay. Yeah. I have one more. It's my 9th one. My 9th and last one is Pokemon Black and White. In my opinion, and I will die on a hill saying this, Pokemon Black and White was the best Pokemon ever produced. Hands down.
I don't know.
I will die on a hill. Black and White was the best Pokemon.
I haven't played it. I played, what was it, Red and Blue?
Yes.
Like OG, like old ones.
Yeah, the OG, like the Game Boy one.
Yeah, then Heart Gold, Soul Silver was after that, I think. Or a couple games after that, around this similar generation. And then I played Diamond. And that's it. I think. Wait. I think Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Let me double check.
I think I've played almost all of them. And I haven't played like Sun and Moon, X and Y, and I played Sword and Shield. I got that and I beat it. It was okay. And I haven't played the new Scarlet and Violet because it's so fucking buggy. I was like, I'll get it when it's not buggy. But
oh wait, no, I didn't play Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Okay.
I don't know which one I played. Oh, one before Diamond and Pearl.
The reason is because I forgot the enemy's name. Oh my god. The enemy names, right? The enemy, like they're usually like Team Rocket, but no, like their version of the Team Rocket. I don't know why they were villains, but they were like villains that were really good. Like they just felt good. Like they weren't like, oh, I want to rule over the world. And they had like a purpose. And then like your main arch nemesis, he wasn't a bad guy, right? He wanted to just make the Pokemons more like free because he felt like they were caged and he actually wanted to like do things. Of course, some of the things he was doing was bad, but he was like a good character. Like I think his name was Ken or something like that, or Kevin, something with a K. I remember. He was a really good character. Like he was introduced like a little bit early, but he was like really good. Like you made him on throughout, and he's just having a chat. He's like chill dude, and he's just like a really cool guy until the end. And then the Elite Four. Oh, when you meet the Elite Four, then you go to their key and like stadiums and you fight them. Oh my god, it's so good. And then in the end, where if you want to get the legendary Pokemon, you have to beat your arch nemesis.
That's cool.
The music was so good. I will die on a hill. I will take this to I put this in my fucking grave. Black and White was the best Pokemon ever made, ever. And I will fight anybody for that. But that I had so many good memories. I think I might just download an emulator just to play that game again because how much I love that game. But I'm hoping they remake it because I know they remade Diamond and Pearl.
They recently did. I haven't gotten them on the Switch yet, but I'm gonna get them at some point.
So I don't know. I was thinking if they did that for Black and White, I would get it in a heartbeat. I don't care for $60. I'll get it in a heartbeat if they remaster it. So 3D or not, I don't care. It's just I'll get it because I want to relive that because it was that good of a game to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's my 9x9 games of my favorite video games of all time.
Nice.
So
all right, I guess I'll start mine.
Mm-hmm.
So my first one is BioShock, the first one.
Ooh,
that's my all-time favorite game. I don't know if you played it.
I've played Infinite, BioShock Infinite, but I have not played the first one.
This one's better than Infinite. Infinite's alright. Infinite's alright. It's just like more mainstream is the thing. It's less like survival horror and more just like linear story game. That's my whole thing with Infinite. I still think Infinite is fun. But BioShock 1, I really like. In my opinion, one of the first games to be looked at as like, or that made video games be taken seriously more as like an art form than as just like a game, you know, like as a way of like storytelling. So like that's it. I think the story's fire, the deep messages fire, gameplay's awesome. There's like a good ending, bad ending thing that you could do.
Yeah, there's multiple endings. I know that.
Yeah. So it's cool. That's my all-time favorite game. So the next one I have on mine is MW2. OG MW2,
Okay.
not this new one. I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I think the OG MW2 is the best COD. I'm sorry,
That's-
BO2, but
That's insane.
like this is when, instead of balancing things by nerfing things, they just buffed everything. The philosophy was, if everything is busted, nothing is busted, right?
Yeah.
So one man army noob tubes, fucking the greatest patch or greatest glitch in all of gaming to get patched, where if you akimboed the model 1887s, they coded it backwards because they're shotguns, so the damage is supposed to drop off the further away you are, right? But they
Yeah.
coded it backwards, so the damage actually got higher the further away you were, so you
Oh
could
my
just
God.
shoot people from across the map with these akimbo shotguns, and that was hilarious. Obviously,
hell?
the intervention's a classic gun. It's got some of the most iconic maps. It's got Rust. It's got Terminal,
Yeah.
Favela. Like it's got a cast of amazing maps. It's got Spec Ops, which are kind of fun. Campaign, best COD campaign, like ever, hands down. Throwing the knife, Ghost getting killed, the betrayal. Oh,
Yes. Oh.
Shepard
Was it-
getting the knife through his freaking eye. Amazing.
Was that the mission where? Oh my! Is that the mission where like you're like you and somebody else? You're like in a field and you're like fully coat and you have to like essentially when you're prone and then all the enemies are walking past and you can't make any noise.
That's MW1. That's all gillied up in MW1,
Yeah.
where you're Captain
That in my opinion, that was
That's
that
like the
mission in
best
COD.
mission in COD.
Yeah,
hands
ever.
down.
Like that.
Yeah.
Easily the best because
I
it's
agree.
everyone expects like, oh, it's like big and like no. This one's like you actually have to be sneaky. You have to be precise. Like any wrongdoing, you're fucked. Like
Yeah.
it was that
think
mission
that-
was really good.
That's the best mission, but I think overall the campaign as a whole in MW2 is great. And just how the
Yeah.
story is told. Like, not to be cliche, but No Russian, how they use that as a plot device for the story is like so crazy.
Was that
so,
on
like-
DB3 though?
No, that's MW2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was MW3 for some reason.
Nah, bro.
Because I remember when I was young, that used to be a controversy. That No Russian thing was like,
Oh, yeah.
why are you
shooting
promoting?
up an airport?
Why are you promoting that? If nobody knows what No Russian is, Google it. We're not gonna explain it. It's just
Yeah.
it was a
That shit's
when that mission came out,
fucked
when
up.
people were like, when the media was like,
That was on the
figuring out about
news.
the- yeah, it was on. It was so controversial.
They're
The
like,
news
is this
covered
what
it
we're
was like,
showing our kids? Yeah.
it's like, yes, this is what we're showing our kids.
But so yeah, I think MW2 is the best COD.
Yeah,
Fight me, I don't care.
I say between that or Black Ops 2. You can argue.
I
Between
think BO2 is a
either.
good. I would say, like, personally, my second favorite COD is I really like BO1.
BO
I think-
was solid.
I think BO1 is the Call of Duty that I have the most time in. Even though it's not my favorite, I think is the COD that I had the most time in. Because it had zombies, and I'm a zombies fiend. So there's that. I thought the multiplayer was pretty good. And then it was the first COD to be made backwards compatible with the Xbox One. So everyone was hopping back on BO1 when it came out like that. So then I played
Yeah.
BO1 like it was brand new again, like 8 years after it came out.
Exactly.
So,
And I can agree. I think the Black Ops series as a whole is never really
but yeah,
missed.
I think BO2 is definitely like a top 5 COD, at least.
Yeah.
If not top 3. But
Yeah.
so after that, I have Dark Souls 3 as my favorite Souls game.
I think everybody always says whoever is like the Souls fiend, everyone says Dark Souls 3 is the best.
A lot of people say Dark Souls 1 as well, because Dark Souls 1's like very original, but I think Dark Souls 3 feels the best in the hands. I'll admit the areas in Dark Souls 3 are so hit or miss. like when I do a playthrough, I used to speed run the game, and
Yeah.
but whether I played it as a normal playthrough or a speed run, some of the areas I just don't even fucking bother with exploring. Like I know where the things I need are in them. I get them and I just run through, just speed run through every time.
Yeah.
Like there's a poison swamp where everyone knows how FromSoft likes their poison swamps. Fuck them. There's lots of skeletons, and there's a couple other areas that are no bueno, but the bosses I think are the best in the series, and it has my favorite boss in the series in it.
Yeah, I can agree to that. It's just like I've watched like videos of like people playing it, and like there's definitely a lot of creativity. And that's also the reason why I did like about Elden Ring, is because a lot of the bosses felt like very unique, and like not in unique in the way where like it's all like
You
different.
haven't seen shit like them before.
Yeah, it's like I haven't seen shit like bosses like that. It's like the which one was it? The like not the first when you enter the kingdom, the
Margaret?
gold guy. He's like the ruler of gold. What's his name?
Morgott. No,
Morgott.
No,
it's like you're kicking his ass.
Yeah.
No, I think it
that's-
is. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, let's say it is.
so if it is,
No.
it's like
Fuck. It starts with a G.
is it?
I don't know. Whatever. Fuck it.
But
I know
it's
who
like
you're
weird-
talking
it's like
about. The guy with the axe and shit.
Yeah, and like he's like you'll beat his ass, and halfway into HP, he'll just stick his hand through us like a dragon. He'll come out, and now his whole hand's like a dragon, and then he'll start breathe. Now you have to deal with him breathing fire dragon at you, also while attacking you and jumping on top of you and spinning. So it's like, dude, how the fuck did they come up with this kind of shit?
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, yeah,
Yeah, Souls game has some good boss designs. There's like they're very anime, even though their games are always like medieval, like very they have the art style of like medieval Europe, but like the shit that goes on in them is very like anime shit, which
Yes.
is very funny, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah. No,
like in
I
Dark Souls
understand.
1, the first boss is he's just like a knight, and then when you get him to half health, he sticks his arm out, and his arm gets like 80 times longer, and a fucking dragon comes out of the back of his head. But he's still standing there. It's just that there's this dragon on his back, and he's just chilling. Like
Yeah.
It's crazy.
From Software knows how to make like very creative bosses.
Yeah. Next on my list, I have Hollow Knight. If you've ever heard.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I do. I was thinking about playing the game. Yeah.
Hollow Knight, I think, is the closest there has been to a 2D Souls game
Okay.
because of how it's about the. I mean, it's a platformer. Obviously, it's about the movement, but you have an attack button. You don't attack by jumping on people's heads and shit. You know, it's not like Mario. It's not like I have another platformer right after this, and it's not like that one. You have to attack them. There's literally the shade dash is a dodge. It's a Dark Souls dodge. You get iframes on it. So I love platformers and I love Souls games, so I think Hollow Knight is like the perfect combination of the two.
Yeah. I was always told that Cuphead was one of the best like 2D like Souls-like
Cuphead
games
is-
because like you've
Yeah. It's
Cuphead is
cool.
like very like Noah. He loves Cuphead. Like that's easily
Yeah.
one of his favorite games.
Yeah,
amazing.
I love Cuphead too. I really fuck with the art style, but I don't know. I feel like the combat isn't as engaging. Like it's more just like for me at least, it's like platformer Cuphead, but you're shooting someone.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
There's the
I mean,
skill
you
ceiling
could
isn't
say the
that
same
high.
thing about Hollow Knight, but I don't know. Something about the Hollow Knight combat just like satisfies me much more than the Cuphead one. But
Yeah.
I like Cuphead. I played the game multiple times. I think Cuphead's great, just not my favorite platformer.
Gotcha.
But my next game on my list is Shovel Knight.
Okay. That's an
Shovel
interesting
Knight-
pick.
Shovel Knight is so good, bro. The score, first of all, Yacht Club Games, they fuck, bro. Like they they are a team of developers that are so passionate. Is like it's so good. They like it feels like an old ass game, but like it's good. And it plays like an old ass game too. Like it's a basic platformer, but the soundtrack gets you fucking hyped, bro. Like I'm not even gonna fucking lie. The soundtrack, even though it's 8-bit, gets you fucking hyped whenever some shit's going on. The characters are all memorable, and the story's just like so simple, but it's like so good. It's just like your girl is just like snatched from you, and you're like, hey, get back here, and you just go find her, and that's like the whole story.
It's just
And then-
very straight to the point.
And then you fight like all the bosses, and then all the DLCs for the game are you play through like shorter versions of the game as the bosses. So there's like the Grim Reaper Knight named Spectre Knight who has a scythe and he dashes around, and there's a DLC where you play as him. Or there's the Plague Knight who like throws bombs and like he literally like you try to make yourself bounce around with the bombs and shit, and you play as him, and it's awesome. And there's a couple others, but like the game just seems like it had so much like care put into it that it's
Yeah.
a great game.
Which number are we on now for you?
This is gonna be 6.
Okay.
6, Spider-Man 2018
Okay.
for the PS4 one. I played it on PC when it came out, so it's fresh. But I was gonna put a Batman Arkham game on this game, or on this list, but I think Spider-Man 2018, in my opinion, I liked playing it more than I liked playing any of the Arkham games. Otherwise, I would have put Batman Arkham City, because great game.
Is that the one with Mr. Freeze?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I would say if you're gonna do it based on story alone, I would put Batman Arkham on here, Arkham City, but I think the gameplay in Spider-Man is more fun. I haven't played Miles Morales yet, so maybe I'll like that better than the OG one, but like I love the combat. I thought the story was pretty cool, how it incorporated a bunch of the villains, and then all the Easter eggs to like OG like Spider-Man, like the comics and like the older movies. Like Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, so maybe I'm just biased, but like I thought the game was just like so well thought out. And is it Insomniac Games made it, and they made not Insomniac.
Was it?
Give me a sec. I gotta
fact check it real quick.
I'm gonna yeah, Insomniac, and they also made have you ever heard of Sunset Overdrive before?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made that, and nobody knows about that game. It's so much fun, and this game plays like it gives me those vibes, and I love that game. So like Spider-Man 2018 fucking goes home.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting the Arkham City game instead of Mario Kart, but then I was thinking, I'm like, I've had more experience with the Mario Kart game, and I've like still play it, and it's still more fun and more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, the Batman series was really good. I wish they would. I don't even know if they remastered it. If they remastered it, I would play it again.
They have like
was
the
like
collection you could get on Steam, but I'm not sure if they're like remasters.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if
Like
it's
they have like the
remastered, but yeah.
triple, the pack of them. But yeah. Number 7, I got Rocket League. I feel like that one's
A no-brainer.
no brainer for me. I've got like probably 1,500 hours across multiple platforms in the game. Not really much I have to say. It's a game that
And you went to the Rocket League World Championships,
and I went
right?
to the Worlds in 2019 or something. It's a game that you never truly master is really the thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like even games like CSGO, Valorant, you master those games. If your crosshair placement is good and your movement is good, you're gonna consistently be good at the game. But Rocket League, it's like people like the game will be stale for like X amount of months, and then someone will find like a crazy mechanic, and then it's just meta to like do whatever
Yeah.
whack shit. So like,
There's always new things to do in Rocket League.
and like like skills that seem like they'd be easy take forever to learn. So it's like you can never be perfect at Rocket League. So truly the one of the esports that I think will never like die because like people are just so dedicated to it.
I mean, look at the esports org that I think almost every single esports org at least invest in the Rocket League.
Yeah,
Too.
because it's also
Everybody
easy.
invests.
It's just like
It's easy to
a
invest.
4-man roster because you get 3 in a sub.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next on my list, I got Forza Horizon 2.
Forza.
I love racing games. My last 2 are both racing games. You'll never guess my last one, but Forza Horizon 2. It's got my favorite setting out of all the Horizon games. I don't know if this is controversial to some people because Horizon 3 is in Australia, right on the coast, and it's pretty nice. Horizon 1 is like the desert or something in the US. 4 is in Great Britain, which I thought kind of sucked. 5 is in Mexico, but 2 is on the border. Like there's like a 3-way like border between France, Italy, and or no, I just think it's France and Italy. And it's through
Okay.
like the countryside. It's just really pretty. It's right on it's on the coast and like the countryside. So like there's really nice scenery everywhere. It's got like some of my favorite cars in it. Like it's got like the OG Supra, like the 1990s Supra, stuff like that. Really just a fun racing game. And then my last
I've played the Need for Speed. Have you played the Need for Speed games?
Yeah, I like them, and I'm not. Disclaimer: Forza games are not realistic. They're not realistic. they're less arcadey than the Need for Speed games because Need for Speed games I think they're not saying they're bad. I really like the Need for Speed games, at least the older ones like Underground, OG Hot Pursuit, like those ones. But I like this one better. I just think the driving feels better in it.
Gotcha.
But then my last one is another racing game. I don't know if you've heard of this one. Midnight Club Los Angeles. For the
No.
Xbox 360. It's almost like a combination of like it's more of like a Need for Speedy style game, but it plays a bit more like Forza, but it how you drive around in the world almost feels like GTA. It's just like street racing and stuff, but it's just like so much fun. And like there aren't crazy cars in it. It's not like there's Lambos or anything. I think the best car in the game is like a Dodge Charger or some shit, but it's just like
What the fuck?
it's like so good. The game just feels good and the story is fun. It's like you're trying to like build this like car gang. It's awesome. So yeah, that's my list.
Huh. I like your list. Your list is definitely you're definitely like
Definitely have some odd picks on there, but yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. So to wrap up what we'll wrap up what that games are. So mine is Borderlands 2, Devil May Cry 3, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to be exact, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Counter-Strike, God of War 3, Old School RuneScape, Elden Ring, and Pokemon Black and White. You can add it's like a pair of that with Black and White 2, just because Black Ops 2 was just an extension, so I'll just say Black and White series, just to be exact. Mm-hmm. But yeah, those are my 9 favorite games of all time. Mm-hmm. And yours? Just repeat yours so they can know.
BioShock, OG, MW2 2009, Dark Souls 3, Hollow Knight, Shovel Knight, Spider-Man, 2018, Rocket League, Forza Horizon 2, and Midnight Club LA.
All right. Hope, let us know what your 3x3 is, because we actually want to know what you guys like to, what your games are. It could be newer. There's no bad picks. We just want to know. But yeah, that's our 9. I hope that better explains like how we like our video games a lot and like what we like. But that's it for us. Thank you guys for listening.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye, guys. Love you.